What's up? Welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to go over my 20 favorite films from East Asia. Um, but before I start, I just want to say that, uh, you know, so many great movies come from this part of the planet, East Asia. It's a lot of my favorite films ever made. So I'm leaving out a lot of movies. To give some examples, I'm leaving out Cure, which I feel like most people will probably have on their lists, and I'm leaving out Shallow Tail Butterfly, which I absolutely love. I'm leaving out Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Lady Vengeance. I'm just leaving out a bunch of great stuff that I really do enjoy. But only 20 films could be on this list, and I didn't want to make a longer list because I feel like, yeah, I don't know, it would get too complicated, and I don't have a honorable mentions list either because it would be way too long, I feel like. And you'll have to excuse me, but every now and then I will look towards the left, or maybe if you use the right, I don't know, because I have my list written down. So enough talking. Let's get into the list. Okay, number 20, I have Last Life in the Universe. This is one of the most recent films that I watched from this list, um, and wow, I absolutely adore it. I watched it like 2 weeks ago, I think, and yeah, maybe it's recency bias involved. I don't know, but the movie is just so incredible. I wrote a really long review on Letterbox, and I don't know. This movie kind of hit me. It's very slow. Not a lot happens. Don't watch it if you're going into it expecting an action film. It's more slice of life type of movie, Um, but it has a very important message and deep meaning to it. It's basically about life and death and suicide and stuff. Really enjoy it. I really do, like I do with all these movies on this list. So that's kind of a ridiculous thing to say. But yeah, the movie, it feels like you're just drifting. You're drifting along with the characters. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna talk too much about each movie, but yeah, love that one. So go watch it if you haven't. Okay, at number 19, I have the movie by Edward Jang, Mahjong. I don't know how to pronounce that, to be honest. I haven't heard anyone pronounce it, so I don't know how to. But yeah, anyway, spoiler alert: two of his other movies will be on this list, which you could probably figure out which ones. But Mahjong, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm making a fool of myself. Maybe I'm mispronouncing it a lot, but yeah. Anyway, I feel like a lot of people wouldn't put that in top three Edward Yang films, but I would. I love it. I adore the movie. It kind of reminds me a bit of Lost in Translation, which is, by the way, one of my favorite films ever. But I guess a bit more happens in this film than in Lost Translation. I know a lot of people are not very drawn towards films where not a lot happens. you know, I am, though. I am. And yeah, this one, things do actually happen. A lot happens, but still, I guess it's kind of on the slower side, whatever. Or now that I think, but actually, not really. It's not really a slow movie at all, to be honest. But yeah, I love everything about it. I love the romance aspect. I love the setting, the atmosphere. You know, looks beautiful. Yeah, overall, I love it. I love Edward Yang too. Maybe my favorite director ever. At least up there in like top five, whatever. Okay, number 18, very popular film. You will probably see it in most people's list. Mishima, A Life in Four Chapters. The first time I watched this film, I I didn't really understand it that well. I didn't know what was going on, you know. But later, I've understood it better, and yeah, it's an amazing film and done in a very um, s- what do you say, special way. With the four chapters and all that, and the ending being the real ending of Mishima's life. It's really, really complex and interesting of a watch. And I also love like how many, what do you say, how many aspects of life kind of it touches on, identity and fitting in, and picking your own journey in life, and ultimately what you find important in life and what you want to live for, or what you want to die for. It's probably a better way to say it. So yeah, anyway, that comes in as 18 at 18. And now at 17 is the most previous film I watched, and I don't feel like this is recency biased. I only feel like this film would grow on me, to be honest with you. Though I already have gave it a 5 out of 5, have given it a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd, so I guess it can grow too much on me. But yeah, anyway, Cold Fish. Wow, wow. Like, I watched this like last week only. I think maybe a couple of days ago. I don't remember quite exactly when, but wow, wow. Sion Sono, or whatever his name is. What a director, bro. I've now seen 5 of his films. Yeah, and every single one has been, a ride. A ride. He reminds me quite a lot of Quentin Tarantino in the way that he blends comedy and extremely, extremely gory action. You know, and Cold Fish is my favorite one of his that I've seen so far, and I've seen Love Exposure. Which I don't wanna, make that the whole talking point of the video, but I don't really like Love Exposure that much. Maybe it will grow on me, whatever, but I'm not too drawn towards that one. But Cold Fish, oh my days, it was so good. It had like everything that I wanted in a movie, or in a film, whatever you want to call it. Like, it's so dark. And one thing I really love is that in the main character, the dad, you can really, like, you can tell, you can look in his eyes every time he knows, like, fuck, I'm in deeper and deeper shit now, and there's no turning back. I really like that. All right, at number 16, I have Happy Together by Wong Kar Wai, which here again may be my favorite director. And spoiler alert, he will be seen again on this list at 3 times. He will be seen 3 times on this list again, which that might sound boring to you if you don't like Wong Kar Wai, but yeah, I love him. Happy Together, yeah. Okay, the homosexual aspect of this movie, I'm not gonna lie, it makes me quite uncomfortable. That's just me being honest, right? Um, but yeah, still, I can look past that, and just admire everything else about the film, especially how it looks, the story, everything, but especially how it looks. It's so beautiful. I will say Wong Kar Wai might be the best director to ever live to pick like a good place to make his movie and make that place look so beautiful on camera as well. He's one of the best at picking places, whatever, to make his films. And yeah, it's a beautiful story. I feel like I would connect more to it if it wasn't, um, if it was between a guy and a girl. I thought I would connect more to it, but yeah, I still do connect to it, and yeah, it's amazing. Go watch it if you haven't. Well, that I could say about all the films on this list. Okay, number 15, I have The Chaser. Um, Korean film. Like, Korea is the best at these like murder mystery thrillers. Like really dark thrillers and tenseful thrillers. And The Chaser, I just adore. Especially the first hour of the film is like, wow. The first hour will most likely blow you away if you like films like Memories of Murder, Handmaiden, Old Boy, I Saw the Devil, Cure, those type of films. Then I would strongly recommend The Chaser. It's really suspenseful, tenseful. I don't know what word to use, but yeah, it's really, really great. Number 14. This is the most recent film on the list. It was made in or released in 2025. and I would assume it's the film on this list that least of y'all have seen, and it's Resurrection by B. Gan. By Gan, I don't know how to pronounce his name either, to be honest. Anyway, amazing, amazing film. I've seen all of his films, or all of his full length like films, not the short ones. He only has three films, by the way, so it's not really that big of a milestone to have seen all of them. But yeah, I think by so far, this is his best film. I rated it a 5 out of 5 on Letterboxd as well. Um, Genuinely, it's like it feels like being in a dream. And if this movie is extremely, extremely hard to explain. I can't say much more than just go watch it. It feels like being in a dream, and it's one of the most beautiful, visually stunning films ever. And like all of his other films, it has that showboat quality to it, which some people dislike, and sometimes I do dislike it. But I feel like in Resurrection, it fits the best. These really long takes. Yeah. Anyway, please go watch this one because it will most likely be unlike anything you've ever seen before. Number 13, Millennium Bamboo. I will say the first time I watched this film, I really liked it, but I didn't like it as much as I do right now. But now I just adore the film. It's like neon city, quiet, extremely quiet, slow drifting film. It's very thought provoking, and it's a I guess slower, almost plotless film. It's not completely plotless, but it's like nothing big happens. I just I don't know. I know a lot of people who have seen this film and it really quick clicked with them. I don't know. There's not much to say about it. Go watch it. Okay, number 12, another film by Wong Kar Wai. Days of Being Wild. Like ever since I first watched this film, I've been in love with it. It's so so great, and it has some of the best dialogue in any of his films, in my opinion, if not the best. Arguable. Yeah, I just love it so much, and it's a really short ride. It's one of those films that you can rewatch like so many times without getting tired of it. It's really special. It's really Wong Kar Wai. You know, I love it so much. At number 11, we have Perfect Blue, which is the first and only anime film on this list. You know, some people, I know a lot of people who love this. Most people that watch it do love it, but a lot of people think it's like overly dark and real, like sinister, whatever. I don't quite think that. In my opinion, it's not. I don't know why people view this as such a dark movie, like compared to films like I Saw the Devil, for example. Like that's much more gruesome. But yeah, it still tackles a lot of dark themes. Tackles identity a lot, you know, and this film feels very real. I feel like a lot of people from that part of the world, from that culture, would very much connect to this film. This feels extremely real, especially having heard similar stories with like idols from those countries, having a lot of obsessive stalkers and shit. It's a very real movie, and it's dark. I'm not gonna say it's not. It's a really dark film. I just feel like people overreact on it. Okay, number 10, we have Made in Hong Kong. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal film. One of the best Hong Kong films ever. Uh, it has it's like an action film. A lot of things happen all the time. Great pacing, very fast paced. Also a bit of a romance in it. Violence and crime. It has a lot of aspects to it that I love. Obviously, otherwise it wouldn't be on this list. But man, it's good. It's so good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to repeat myself too much or talk too long on each film. So yeah, go and watch it. Number 9, we have Memories of Murder, which is probably a film that will be on most people's list as well. Just phenomenal, phenomenal. so dark. Like, where a film is set and the atmosphere and all that could really make or break a movie, in my opinion. And Memories of Murder, like the whole atmosphere, the vibe of the film, the rain, the dark. It's really, it's like it has this mysterious vibe around it, and the fact that it's based on a real killer as well. That I think when the film was released, he wasn't even caught yet. It makes it just even better. If you like murder mysteries, serial killer mysteries, films, watch this one. Like it's a like must watch. It's like, you can't be into that genre without having seen this film because it's like the biggest one in my opinion. Okay, number eight, we have a film that also was made by one of my favorite directors, Park Chan Wook, um, The Handmaiden. Wow, wow, like man, it's one of those films that very hard to explain as well without going into like extreme detail. But yeah, very suspenseful, very like, keeps you at the edge of your seat. Great pacing as well. You never get bored, like even a second. Like there's not like a conversation or whatever in this film that feels like it shouldn't be there. It's extremely tenseful and mysterious, and you don't know who's the good guy, who's the bad guy, kind of thing. And you know, extremely weird, interesting plot. Uh, I get how it could be unappealing to a lot of people, but also how it could be very appealing to some. Go watch it. Number seven, I Saw the Devil. I Saw the Devil is, I've referenced it a lot in this video already. Um, it's a very dark, very gory film, action thrilled. It's an amazing ride. It opens, like, it has one of the best openings, maybe ever, in my opinion. It's not like this big opening battle, whatever, but very tense and suspenseful, and kind of from the opening you get a little taste of what the movie is like. So I would advise you, if you haven't seen this movie, watch like the opening, the first like 10 minutes of the film, and decide off of that, do you think the film is going to be good or not? If you think it's not going to be good, then you're probably right, it's probably not for you. If you think it's going to be amazing, you're probably right as well. Okay, number six, another Wong Kar-wai movie. I told you, three more movies of his is going to be on the list. Number six, In the Mood for Love, one of the most gorgeous films ever. And like I spoke about earlier, Wong Kar-wai is the best at choosing the right place and setting and the everything, for his films. And In the Mood for Love is so good. It's so beautiful. By the way, the soundtrack to this film is probably one of my favorite soundtracks ever. Ever since I first heard it, I started listening to it on Spotify, just listening to it without watching the film or nothing like that. It's really, really great. I love the dark. I love the raining. I love the romance. It's basically perfect romance film. I would say, like, genuinely perfect. Number five, another Wong Kar-wai film, Chungking Express. This is one of those films that I rewatch every now and then because it's like a comfort film in a way. Like, no one perfects these extremely fast paced crime ish romance films like Wong Kar Wai. No one. It's so beautiful. The aesthetic of it, doesn't get much better. Number four, another Wong Kar Wai film. This is the last one on the list, so don't worry. Fallen Angels has, I think, forever been my favorite Wong Kar Wai film. It's extremely close. Like, it doesn't have to be number one. It could easily be number three. Like, these three that I'm named now are so close. They could flip flop each day, any day. But there's something about this film, like no other films kind of captured this atmosphere quite like Fallen Angels. You know, the crime, romance again. It's ridiculously good. And yeah, with that said, we're now in the, or we was in the top five with Chunking Express, and now it's getting real serious, you know. At number three, now we're moving into the top three. We have another Edward Yang film, Yi Yi. Like, this is like the perfect slice of life film. Like, even people who don't like slower slice of life pieces, you know, I feel like they would love this film. It's a very obvious pick. Most people have seen it. It's 3 hours long. It's just ridiculously good and beautiful, and has probably my favorite quote ever throughout cinema in this film, and goes something like, you know, now on the top of my head I won't get it, you know, super accurately, but it's something um, like I think my uncle told me that we lived like twice as long uh, when we watch films because, nah, I'm getting it wrong now. Okay, let me actually look it up. It won't take long. My uncle says we live 3 times as long since the man invented movies. It means movies gives us twice what we get from daily life. Okay, and no, I didn't have that ready on my phone, but it's in my letterbox bio, so I just checked it real quick. And in my opinion, that's one of the best quotes ever in film. Love it, love it, love it. Anyway, number two, another Edward Yang film, and yes, it's the last one on the list. Brighter Summer Day. It's even longer. It's 4 hours long, which, you know, I'm not super drawn to long movies. You know, um, I mean, I have nothing against them, of course, but it's not like I'm drawn towards them. You know, but this one is special, like really special, kind of like the. Um, it's kind of a slice of life film, but I would say more things happen. It's a bit more action packed, and you know, it shows the youth of kids in Taiwan at this time. Um, the gangs, the crime, the love, the romance, and it ends in a quite tragic way without spoiling anything. Um, it's it's quite the journey, this film, you know, and probably few people will finish this whole film without it changing them a little bit. You know, I don't know a lot of people who have watched this whole film without loving it. To be honest with you, it's it's just so masterful. It's a proper masterpiece. Like, even if you don't like the film, you have to admit that it's a masterpiece. It's one of the best films ever made. You know, even though this is my favorite list, Brighter Summer Day would be right up here in terms of the best films ever made as well. Just absolutely stunning of film. Looks amazing too. The characters are amazing. You know, so well written. You know, amazing. Okay, number one. Number one. This film. Okay, no, I'm gonna say which film it is. Old Boy. All right, Old Boy. This film. The first time I watched this film, I watched the whole entire thing without subtitles. Okay, I didn't understand shit. Okay, I've read a little bit about the film before I watched it, but you know, there was so much I didn't get. And even then, I loved the film. I've obviously later rewatched it multiple times with subtitles and more understood the whole plot. By the way, probably the best plot twist of any movie ever. It's the best and the worst at the same time, meaning it's so unexpected and jaw dropping but tragic. You know, yeah, I just love everything about Old Boy. It's quite a short film and it's insanely fast paced. And one thing I love is that when you watch the movie, you feel kind of paranoid. You feel with the main character. It looks amazing. Everything, basically everything is amazing. All the characters are like 10 out of 10, and the plot, like I spoke about, it's ridiculous. You know, yeah. I don't know what more to say about it. You know, I feel like I either say nothing or I talk about the film for 2 hours. You know, it's in my opinion the best thriller ever. It's now the list is only about East Asian films, but this is probably my top five. You know, films ever. I think. Yeah, it's that good. If you haven't, go watch it. I know some people don't like it for multiple different reasons, and yeah, it can be a hard watch if you're not used to these type of films. But it's so good. It's so good. If there's some aspects you don't like, it's too gruesome for you. It's too weird or whatever. Try to look past it. There's so much to love about this film. Yeah. Anyway, that's the list for y'all. I don't want to talk about each movie too much. So yeah, comment down below which ones you've seen. If you would recommend some to me, whatever. Yeah, comment what you want. Please like the video, follow the channel, whatever. See y'all in the next one.